Are you curious about how airport networks work and their challenges? Then this video is for you. And I'll sneak in a few things about how AppLogic Networks helps airports all over the world with their challenges. But let's dig in. I've always dreamt of a round airport or a round terminal to minimize the walking distances. So there are probably practical reasons why round airports are not good, but my airport is going to be round, and you have the gates around the outer circle like this. We have the internet and the internet connectivity coming into a large data center building where you probably have a firewall. You may have intrusion detection prevention system. You're going to have a router, you're going to have DNS infrastructure, maybe a CDN. You have a wired network that runs around the airport for wired connectivity. And then you hang your access points for the Wi-Fi off of these. Hundreds of access points, if not thousands. But you also have your wired customers, so your CCTV systems, retail, vending machines, restaurants, airline desks, all that stuff. Everything hanging off of the wired network as well as Wi-Fi. You also have something that you may not have heard of called DAS, Distributed Antenna Systems. Instead of each mobile operator running around building their own base stations and antennas all over the airport, which is quite annoying because a lot of red tape, a lot of regulation, a lot of security, that doesn't make troubleshooting, setup, maintenance, etc. very practical. So instead, the airport often runs something called distributed antenna systems, where you have your antennas for mobile placed by the airport like this, all over the airport. And then the operators hang off of the DAS system. So this could be the connection to T-Mobile, this could be the connection to Verizon, etc. If this was a US airport. Just makes it a little more practical. And the airport can monetize the DAS system from the operators as well. Now, let's say that we have a large aircraft landing. And there may be 200 to 300 passengers coming off. They're going to download software. They're going to push out emails. They're going to sync their Dropboxes. They're going to do all of this stuff. So when this happens, the utilization on the closest access points is going to go from almost nothing to a flat line for a while as those passengers come off the airplane and move across the airport. That's a pretty hard thing to engineer for. Over on the internet link, you're going to see that spike as well, but it's going to be mixed with all the other stuff on the airport, so it's not going to be as dramatic. So that's kind of the airport network. So what should you do to manage this? Well, number one, as always, understand the traffic. Understand the quality of experience that you're giving every passenger, every device, every airline, every CCTV camera across the different geographies of the airport, different buildings. Find where it's bad, understand where your strengths are. That's a good place to start. 2, control the traffic. That starts with heavy user management. There may be just a few people, like 1 or 2, top 3% that is consuming a majority of the traffic. So controlling them with quotas or shapers make a ton of sense. Then I would say airports are perfect for doing diff-serve code point tagging. That's where a box like, let's say, AppLogic Networks sitting here, looks at the packets that are coming in, identifies the app or the user or the device, and says, well, this is a Zoom packet, I'm going to give it high priority. Or this is a software download, I'm going to give it low priority. And as that packet then survives across the network, maybe hits a congestion point in the RF of the access point here, the access point is going to respect the priority tag and give the Zoom packet precedence over other things that are happening in the RF, raising the quality of experience of that Zoom call by a very large percentage. Then you should do shaping, because if you take 4K video, you take peer-to-peer traffic, software downloads or updates, that's easily 50% of the traffic. And if you can cut 50% of your internet connectivity cost, which, by the way, is probably somewhere between 1 and 10 gigabits per second, depending on the size of the airport, and that's $2,000 to $20,000 per month, depending on where in the world you are. And if you can move and save tens of thousands of dollars here on your internet connectivity, you totally should. And if you reduce the peaks and the volume here, you can also save costs on the firewall, the IDS, the router, save costs on the switches, on the access points, because you don't have to upgrade as often to the newest technology or to do capacity expansions, etc. There's serious money to be saved by doing this. Number 3, monetize. It's your airport. So you should have maybe a free Wi-Fi, but a premium ad-supported or paid premium Wi-Fi for passengers. You should definitely monetize the retail stores, the restaurants for their internet connectivity. You should monetize the airline desks. Maybe they want 1 megabit, 10 megabits, 100 megabits priorities. There are a lot of customers that you should be selling your internet connectivity services. From there, you go into monitoring the network again. Finding the weak spots, what's not good, is there something more you should shape? Get control of the network. Once you're doing all of those things, the number of trouble tickets would come down, the level of satisfaction on the network will rise, and that is how AppLogic Networks makes airports better.